We're living in the unbearable intimacy of this one planet. And just like for a country to survive, it needed the organizing fabric of a religion, but we're no longer divided accurately along national, geographic, or country lines, as it were. We're not divided across localized sociocentric or ethnocentric lines. We're one globe. So we need the synagogue of compassion, the church of compassion, the mosque of compassion, the secular humanist center, right, of one love. Because it's one love, and it's one heart, and it's one eros. And that one love and that one heart and that one eros beats in me and beats in thee and beats in we. And that world religion becomes a context for our diversity. And we're in Easter today, and we're honoring, right, the great Christian tradition, the Christian tradition which is filled with tragedy, which is filled with flaws. Crosby, Stills, Nash, and Young weren't wrong when they said, how many people died in the name of Christ, I can't believe it all. And Sinead O'Connor wasn't completely wrong when she ripped up a picture of the Pope at a particular moment. And she meant that, right, to be ripping up the cruelties that the church wrought. And Voltaire wasn't wrong when he said, remember the cruelties, as the clarion call of the Western Enlightenment. So we understand that. And at the very core of Christianity, in its inner tradition, its animating impulse, right? There's sparks of the sacred, which are unimaginable and beautiful and necessary. Just like at the spark, at the inner core, in the broken vessels of Islam, there are sparks of the sacred. Deep within Judaism, sparks of the sacred. Deep within the Buddhist traditions, with all of their being hijacked for war all through Buddhist history. Nonetheless, sparks of the sacred. And we are gathering from the broken vessels of the great religion, the sparks of the sacred, and returning them to source. And the great myth that Walter Benjamin loved so much, the great myth of Lurio. When I say myth, I mean more than true, not less than true, right? It's our job as the new human and the new humanity, as Homo amore, not my friend Yuval Harari's Homo sapiens, who's materialistic and reductive and for whom value is not real, but Homo amore, who stands at the brink of the abyss as we're confronted by catastrophic and existential risk and says, let there be light. Let there be light, because we're going to create and integrate together a new story. And story in the original Hebrew is sapir. And sapir means sapphire. It's the blue light. And the blue light in mysticism is the new story. And indeed, the word sipur in Hebrew, sapphire, sipur, means story. It means the light of the new story. And the light of the new story, right, comes from the integration, right, of the best, most validated, gorgeous insights of pre-modernity, the traditional period, modernity, and post-modernity. Which is why when we come together here, friends, in one mountain, whenever we come to, whether it's Ramadan, sometimes it can be a Buddhist holiday, or today, Easter and Passover, right, we focus for a moment on that holy day. And today we're going to focus, and we're going to integrate, right, all of this. We're going to integrate Easter today, right, as we talk about prayer, and we're going to liberate the sparks of the sacred from the broken vessels of the great traditions in order to begin to articulate. Now, hold on to your seat, friends. Can we hold on to our seat for a second? Who's up for holding on to our seat? You got your seat? You got your seat? Okay. In order to articulate, holding on, are we holding on? Hold on. We actually have to articulate not just a new world spirituality, right? Spiritual, but not religious. Got it. Big deal. Huge way of identifying ourselves. Good way of separating ourselves from the broken vessels of the great traditions, right? And from the tragedies of the great traditions with which we began, but it doesn't have enough power. It's too tepid. It's too flaccid, right? It's too impotent, right? We need a word that's more potent. We need to literally reconnect to source. And to reconnect is to re-ligare. To re-ligare. Ligare, the ligaments of reality have been torn apart. And in this moment of collapse of value, we need to open up the eye of value. It's one of our core terms from cosmorotic humanism, which is what we call the new story, the story of Homo amore, the story of the new human and the new humanity. And Barbara Marx Hubbard, I miss you so very, very much. And you're with us every week. And next week, we're going to play a clip from Barbara's, and we're going to try and do at least once or twice a month, right? Or more clips from Barbara, who's so deeply with us in the continuity of consciousness. And she founded One Mountain together. We partnered and founded together. And we need to, and Barbara and I talked all the time about re-ligaring, right? About reconnecting the torn ligaments at this moment of a collapse of value and articulating, and let's give it a name, not just a world spirituality, right? We started the first think tank in 2010, and we called it the Center for World Spirituality, right? And then it evolved to the Center for Integral Wisdom and Office for the Future. Right. And when Barbara passed, she asked us to take over, which we did, the Foundation for Conscious Evolution. Right. There's a lot happening, and come join and be, this is ours. But at the core, let's see if we can jump a step, not just a world spirituality, but are we holding on to our seats now? Okay, here's our seats coming at you. Actually, a world religion. There's actually ground and necessity today for a world religion. And this is a good thing just to hold for a moment, right? At this moment of Easter, as we move from crucifixion, right, to resurrection. A world religion means not a monological religion which is speaking at you, which tells you every truth. No, it means not the end of diversity. A world religion is a context for our diversity. But a world religion means a shared universal grammar of value, of intrinsic value, out of which we can generate for the first time global coherence. And without global coherence, we can't have a global coordination. And a moment in which all of our challenges, those that threaten our very existence, are global, we can't have only local dialects of value, local grammars of value. We will not survive the challenge of this day, the dystopian challenge of existential and catastrophic risk, without a universal grammar of value, right? The response to suffering is to evoke a grammar of value which holds Putin and which holds Xi, right? And which we participate in together, which holds Zelensky and holds Biden, and demands, right? And demands that we actually meet each other in that grammar of value. There will be no utopia. There will probably not be a humanity unless we can actually, at this moment where we're all colliding into each other, because there's no more local. We're living in the unbearable intimacy of this one planet. And just like for a country to survive, it needed the organizing fabric of a religion, but we're no longer divided accurately along national, geographic, or country lines, as it were. We're not divided across localized sociocentric or ethnocentric lines. We're one globe. So we need the synagogue of compassion, the church of compassion, the mosque of compassion, the secular humanist center, right, of one love. Because it's one love, and it's one heart, and it's one eros. And that one love and that one heart and that one eros beats in me and beats in thee and beats in we. And that world religion becomes a context for our diversity. So Christianity remains and flourishes and deepens, and Christianity calls itself out on its tragic dimensions and evolves to the next level in the evolution of love, which is Christ consciousness. And in Islam, in all of its different forms, because it's obviously not homogeneous, resolves its interior horrific, painful, blood-curdling conflicts that have shed so much blood. And Islam becomes, right, Allah Akbar, right, truly for the sake of Allah, right, an evolved expression of love, right, in its most stunning and beautiful sense, right, as, for example, the Sufis embodied Islam. And Judaism evolves, and Tibetan Buddhism evolves, and each remain unique and gorgeous instrumentations of music, intimate configurations, right, of interior gorgeous value, glory, love, truth, and beauty, right, in the unique self symphony of spirit. But the score of music, which is the context for our diversity, is a world religion. And so as each religion dies on its cross, the resurrection has to be not just that individual religion. The resurrection has to be literally, and feel into that, the emergence of a world religion, which is a context for our diversity, the score, right, of the unique self symphony. Can you hear that, friends? Oh my God.